and number 16, Joe Donoghue. And turning out for Binfield today, number 1, Dan Wyatt, number 2, Ben Sturgis, number 3, Jordan Rowland, number 4.
Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. That minute's silence was in memory of Simon Lee, local leagues referee, who died sadly earlier this week.
What was it about not changing the lucky pants?
There you go.
saw Rio yesterday, he's still playing. He must be
Oh,
really 40 now.
yeah.
He must be really 40 now, he's still playing Sunday. Where are they all? They didn't play very long.
2-1.
Well done. Well, brilliant result today, Talia, but you're very pleased with holding on for that 2-1 win.
Yeah, but at the end of the day I am. I think holding on's, I wouldn't say we were holding on there at the end. I thought we saw the game out quite professionally, but taking the ball into the corners and keeping it there's nothing wrong with that. I thought they sort of had one chance at the end there, but apart from that, we weren't bothered that much really.
And, after a sort of
last 10, so
after an opening spell where they did quite well, we had a fantastic 20 minutes, didn't we?
Well, I felt that both teams cancelled each other out. I think Garry had done his own work well. They cancelled us out. I felt we cancelled them out as well. And the game was sort of a bit nip and tuck for 20-25 minutes. And then we had a little purple patch in what we broke away, and Seb's finish was superb. Gave us one up, and of course, everyone knows that goals change games, and we sort of had the impetus then to go on, and with a superb finish from the informed Garry Sargeant. It was an absolute peach of a goal. So to go in 2-0 up at half time was a big bonus for us.
And then obviously we kept their star striker Ethan Moore quiet for most of it, but he did hit the post near the end. It was he was always going to get a chance, I guess.
Yeah, he did, and that was his chance. Look, listen, you can't stop quality players from showing what they're about. We did our best on him today, but like you just said, he still engineered himself a great little opportunity and counted himself unfortunate really that it never went in. But it's about time we had the rubber to green at some stage of the season, because it's been missing for a long time. So to see the game out there, and it's a big 3 points.
And perhaps one of the pleasing things, you had probably the strongest bench we've seen in recent times for Binfield, and giving other people a run out. Sarge staying in the side and Seb staying in the side.
Well, listen. We've come off of a great result last week. I feel that I've known Garry Sargeant for a long time now. I know how he scores his goals. I know when he gets a hat-trick. Me and him spoke about it before the game. We both knew he was going to score today. It was just a matter of how many, because that's what he does. He scores his goals in clusters. So there was never a doubt in my mind that he would start today, and he showed great tenacity. And he played really well, worked really hard for the team today, and he was rewarded with that finish. But the same for a lot of the lads. Seb, we've got to keep and be patient with him, and keep putting him in there, and keep getting him to do the stuff that he does so well. So it's all big plus points. And like you said, Joss had a little niggly injury that he's away next week, so I thought we'd rest him this week. That gives him 2 weeks for that injury to clear up. Garry's didn't train at all this week because obviously his baby's just gone home. And we've had 1 or 2 other little issues, but Callum played for the reserves on Monday and looked really strong. And like you said, it gives me the option now to be able to change things up during the game with some real quality, and I felt we done that today. I thought our substitutions worked really well. Just withdrawing a striker there at the end and putting an extra defender on, we were really solid in the middle of the middle of the defence there, and that was a good thing we done today. So like you said, those decisions you make as a manager, you live and die by them, and I felt we got those decisions right today. So
great, well done. And then Tuesday we're off back in the Berks and Bucks Senior Trophy with a pretty hard first round draw for Newport Pagnell Town to head for that. Yeah, exactly.
It's meant to be quite a long journey. So listen, we're the holders of that cup, and I've told the boys that we want to go and try and do it again. You know, I've always, I said in my programme notes last week, I feel you know, it's important to stay in cup competitions because it gives you that little bit of an extra impetus just after Christmas, and you know, the extra games are good as well because you can rotate the squad a little bit better and play players that perhaps haven't been starting in the league games. You know, you can give them good run-outs in the cup game. So it's a, you know, it's a double-edged sword for me. You know, we want to go there and we want to do well in this cup, but you know, we have got a tough first tie. We're aware of that, but you know, we're also the champions. So you know, we're not just going to go there and hand the cup over to them. If they're going to beat us, they're going to have to earn that right. So you know, we'll be going there with a strong squad.
Right, great. We'll look forward to that one, and congratulations again today.
Cheers, Scott.